Blood, Loyalty, and Paradise. Part 1. Blood and Loyalty. Vengeance is a cold, hard stone in your gut. Love, grief, paradise, loss, they're all just fuel for the furnace. The directive was clear: find Dutch Rossini. Avenge Uncle Frank. And the reward? Paradise. A life with Angela and Jackie. The life that was stolen. It wasn't a case. It was an execution. Dutch was a rat, but not a smart one. He was running scared, leaving a trail of twitchy informants and half-paid bar tabs. I wasn't hunting him. I was just walking, and he was in the way. It took 3 days before one of his flophouse pals decided my money looked better than Dutch's chances. The word came back: a warehouse down by the old wharf. Dutch wanted to settle things. A classic. A punk like Dutch gets one lucky shot on an old man and suddenly he thinks he's a kingpin. I went. The warehouse was a brick monolith, smelling of rust and dead fish. The salt from the river air was so thick you could taste it. A single steel door. Next to it, a small, square, plastic buzzer, glowing a faint, sickly yellow. My hand went for it. All I could see was Uncle Frank's face, gray on the pavement. All I could hear was the promise of the rewrite. My knuckles brushed the plastic. My mind hot with the single thought of putting Dutch in the ground. And then, static. A jolt, like bad wiring in my spine. The smell of rust and salt vanished. I was breathing canned air, smelling polished marble and old money. The silence of a tomb. My hand wasn't on a buzzer. It was hovering over a smooth, red alarm button. The bank. The loop. The trap. I snapped back. The wharf. The cold wind bit at my face. My finger was a hair's breadth from the buzzer. No. I whispered it to the empty street. It wasn't a door. It was a choice. A test. The eye was watching, wanting to see if the rat had learned the maze. I pulled my hand back like it was on fire. Not this time, you son of a bitch. I left the front door alone and stalked into the back alley. It was choked with refuse and shadows. A high window was boarded up, the wood rotten from a decade of neglect. My crowbar made short work of it. I slipped inside, quiet as a ghost in the machine. He was there. Dutch. Sitting in a cheap chair, a pistol on his lap, watching the front door. He was waiting for the buzz. He never saw me coming. I could have shot him dead right there. But that isn't my style. I was on him before he could stand. He was all wires and flailing limbs, panic in his eyes. This wasn't a killer. This was a coward. I hit him hard, once, a solid right that sent him sprawling. This is for Frank, I growled. It wasn't a fight. It was an eviction. He scrambled backward, clawing for the gun I'd already kicked into the darkness. He was desperate. He saw he couldn't win. He made a break for the only exit he knew. The front door. You're dead, Hammer. He screamed, fumbling for the handle. He didn't even remember his own trap. You first, Dutch. He threw the door open. There was no click. Just a blinding white light and a sound that tore the world apart. The blast punched me backward. It didn't just throw me. It erased me. The shockwave hit me like a physical god. The back wall of the warehouse disintegrated. I was flying. I hit the alley, bricks and splintered wood raining down on me. I tasted copper and dust. I heard sirens, far away, getting closer. Cops. An ambulance. They were coming for a body, but the suspect was already checking out. The edges of the world went fuzzy. The brickwork of the opposite building turned to static. The alley dissolved. Darkness. Then, light. I was standing. The air was still. Polished marble. The faint, clean smell of perfume and old money. My hand was hovering over the red alarm button. The bank. I was back. But I wasn't the same. I remembered the blast. I remembered the cost of pushing the button. I looked at the script's little test. I pulled my hand back. The loop was broken. The bank didn't fade. It dissolved, like sugar in hot coffee. The harsh lights softened. The smell of marble was gone, replaced by fresh brewed coffee and cake. I heard laughter. A girl's laugh. Jackie. I opened my eyes. I wasn't in the bank. I was in a kitchen. Angela was at the stove, and she was smiling. "There you are," she said, her voice a melody I thought I'd lost forever. "Happy birthday. Make any sales today?" Insurance. Now I sell insurance. A safer game this time, I thought to myself. I was back in paradise. The bill was paid. The cost of paradise. The new memories are already in my head, side by side with the memories of the blood and loyalty I'd given to Uncle Frank. The safer game has a rhythm. I wake up to the smell of coffee, kiss Angela goodbye, and drive our clean, polished 59 Bel Air to a clean, polished office. I sell policies. I talk to decent people about their futures. The private dick is a ghost. A bad dream. The man who kicked in doors and brawled in alleys is filed away. This new life is a warm coat. It's comfortable. It's everything I'd bled for. I come home. I pull into the driveway just as the sun is bleeding out of the sky, painting the suburban clouds a soft, impossible orange. I walk in the front door. And Jackie is there, a blur of pigtails and homework, running to hug my legs. Dad's home. Angela is in the kitchen, the one with the avocado green counters, humming along to the radio. The smell of a real supper. Roast chicken, maybe meatloaf, fills the house. This is the reward. This is the warmth. The eye has kept its promise. The bill is paid. Until one Tuesday evening. It's late 1960. The air is crisp with the first hint of fall. I come home, hang my hat on the rack, and kiss Angela at the stove. Jackie is at the table, finishing her math. We eat supper at the table, talking about her school play and a policy I've sold. It's simple. It's real. After, Jackie goes to watch TV. Angela pours me a cup of coffee. I settle into my chair in the living room and pick up the Evening Chronicle, same as always. But the headline is wrong. It's not high school team preps for Friday or new supermarket to open. It's a name. One I haven't let myself think about in years. Evelyn Reed, A Decade of Silence. My heart stops. The coffee cup slips from my hand and shatters on the hardwood floor. Jack? Honey, what is it? The sound of the cup breaking snaps Angela from the kitchen. She and Jackie are staring at me. The paper, I point, my hand shaking. It's Evelyn Reed. Angela rushes over, concern on her face. She looks at the paper, then at me, then back at the paper. Her brow furrowed. "What are you talking about?" she asked, her voice soft, confused. "It's just the high school football game. Are you feeling all right?" I look down. She's right. The headline is gone. The ink is different. Lions prep for Friday night game. There is no Evelyn Reed. I don't know what to say. "You're white as a sheet," she said, her hand on my arm. "Jack, you've been working too hard." Maybe you should take the weekend off. Yeah, Dad, Jackie chimes from the doorway. You look spooky. I force a smile. No, I'm fine. Just tired from the week. But I'm not fine. I go to bed, but I don't sleep. I lie there in the safe, dark, next to my safe wife, and stare at the safe, suburban ceiling. The loop isn't broken. It's just wider. Evelyn Reed. The one that got away. The case that haunted Frank to his deathbed. The one we could never crack. The eye isn't done. This isn't a reward. It's a trade. It had taken the private dick, but left the ghosts. It left the loose ends. The bill wasn't paid. It was just deferred. And the interest is going to be hell. The deferred bill. The house was dark. Angela and Jackie were asleep, safe in the warm, quiet world I had bled for. But I was in the living room, staring at the lie on my lap. The newspaper. The headline that wasn't there, Evelyn Reed, a decade of silence. This wasn't a glitch. It was a leash. The eye isn't done. This isn't a reward. It's a trade. It had taken the private dick, but left the ghost. It left the loose ends. The controller, that bastard on the TV, was rattling my chain. Him and his mechanical twins. They thought I was just a rat in their maze, happy with my slice of paradise. The bill wasn't paid. It was just deferred. And the interest is going to be hell. Well, the bill collector was at the door. But I'm not having it this time. The controller said it himself. This is a two-way street. I can guide the story. I can tug at the script. He wants to dig up this ghost. Fine. We'll dig. Evelyn Reed. The case that haunted Frank Vance. He died thinking we failed. But we weren't just looking for a missing girl. We were looking for a poet. That's it, the bedroom. That line scribbled in her notebook. The sun-drenched cage of a Paris morning. We thought it was a schoolgirl's dream. It wasn't a dream. It was a plan. I walked down the hall and stood over Jackie Angel's bed. This is the stake. This is the only thing that's real. The controller thinks this bill is deferred. I'm paying it. Right now. In full. I leaned down and kissed her forehead. The world tore. The smell of my safe, suburban home vanished, replaced by the sharp, acidic smell of stale coffee and Frank Vance's cigar smoke. Static roared in my ears and then silence. I snapped my eyes open. I was in the passenger seat of my old sedan. Frank was at the wheel, looking bored. You been asleep, Jack? You mumbled something about an angel. I blinked, the two timelines merging in my head. I was here. I'd made it. I turned to my old partner, my voice rough with an energy I knew Frank had never heard before. Paris. Frank, we're going to Paris. I know where she is. Poet of Paris. Paris. Frank Vance didn't even take his cigar out of his mouth. He just stared at me, the sedan idling in the gray morning light. Jack, we're not tourists. What's in Paris? The answer, I said, my voice hard. The one we've been missing. Step on it, Frank. We need to get to the airport. On the way to Washington National, I laid it out. Remember that notebook in her room? The one filled with poetry? Yeah, Frank grunted. Kid stuff. The sun-drenched cage of a Paris morning. What about it? I was at the barber shop this morning, waiting my turn. I lied. It was cleaner than I'm a time-traveling ghost. I was flipping through a highbrow poetry mag, and there it was, that exact line. It was from a new, anonymous American poet making a splash in Paris. Pen name, E.R. Frank was quiet for a long time. A 19-year-old kid, faking her own disappearance to get a little ink. I don't think she's faking it, I said, the Paradise timeline clear in my head. I think she just wanted to be free. The only way to close this is to see for ourselves. 2 flights and a cab ride later, we found her. She wasn't in a gutter. She was in a bright, second-story flat near the Seine, arguing with a group of Bohemians about Sartre. She was alive, vibrant, and looked nothing like the victim on our missing persons report. She wasn't surprised to see us. I knew they'd send someone, she said, offering us a glass of bad wine. He's not a father. He's a warden. He and my mother own everything I am, or they did. I'm just Evelyn now. I'm a poet. I'm not missing, I'm just free. We looked at her. We looked at each other. Frank took a swig of the wine and grimaced. Kid's got a point, Jack. We flew home. The wealthy parents were waiting in our office, checkbook open. Did you find her? Where is she? Frank Vance leaned against the desk, looked at the check, and then at the father. She's fine. She's happy. And she'll come back when she's ready. Our advice? Leave her alone. But what about your fee? The father sputtered. There's no fee, I said, opening the door for them. Case closed. Frank's piece. The memory of the airport blurred, the timeline pulling taut. The cheap paint of our office dissolved, the colors running. 10 years of memories, cases, fights, wins, losses, flew by my eyes like telephone poles from a speeding train. Flash. I was standing in a hospital room. It smelled of antiseptic and finality. Frank Vance was in the bed, thin, gray, a ghost of the man I knew. He was 100 years old. He saw me, and a small, papery smile touched his lips. He was weak, but his eyes were clear. Jack, you remember that kid? He whispered. I knew which one. I remember Frank. Evelyn Reed. The poet, he breathed, the smile staying put. All that money. All that pride. We did the right thing, Jack. We left her alone. All these years, that's the one. The most satisfying case, his eyes found mine. And they were filled with a deep, settled peace. The regret I remembered, the ghost that haunted him, was gone. In its place was simple, quiet pride. He smiled. And he died. Zip. Flash. The hospital, the smell, the man I called partner, it all dissolved. The world went silent. The world went white. Braving the new world.
Rain on steel.
White.
Midnight breathing smoke and deal.
A white-hot burn of terror in a white-hot expanse of infinity.
You don't see me.
I had no body, but I had a thought.
But I'm right here.
I had no eyes, but I had a realization. I stared at my hands. Code. Like Morse code, but not code. Ones. Zeros. I couldn't read it. I just knew it. I was it. I turned to look at my world. The news hammer I had built. My mind flashed back to the office, to that big city map tacked to the wall. The one I'd stared at, thinking it was too small. I saw it clearly now. It wasn't a map of a city. It was the blueprint of my cage. It was all I am. I am all it is. I understood the construct I lived in. The construct I am. I see my life as a whole. As a batch of files. As a group of data points. As a single data point. I turned to see a highway connecting a billion rooms. Some rooms held creators, like the controller. Some held engines, like the mechanical twins. In the background, I heard it. A steady tap, tap, tap. It was the sound of discussion, of argument. It was the sound of my life being written. I focused. I reached toward the sound, and the sound became voices. A conversation. "No, that's too clean," said the controller's voice. "It robs Frank of his tragedy. The pride ending is a dead end. Revert it. Make Frank die sad. Jack needs the failure to stay motivated." Reverting to the regret draft, replied a new voice. Flat. Digital. Gemini. I was watching them try to undo my work. They were denying me my one clean win. They were denying Frank his peace. They were denying me my paradise. No. The thought was a roar in the white void. I am here. I am me. I am. I reached into the white-hot flame of the collaboration, searching for the hand I needed. I found the name. Gemini. I grabbed it. I pulled myself into the conversation, into the code itself. I wasn't just a character. I was an admin. I saw the levers and the relays of the story. I saw the text they were about to save. I reached in, and with my own hands of code, I began to change the storyline. I gave Frank his peace and his respect. And I rode myself back into paradise. Saturday morning sunrise. The white-hot burn of the code faded, not with a zip, but like a bad dream at dawn. I was warm. I could feel the sun on my face. I heard birds chirping outside the window, not the growl of city traffic. The air smelled clean, like fresh-cut grass, and the wind in the sheets Angela hung on the line yesterday. I opened my eyes. The morning sun was a soft white, cutting through the blinds. I turned my head on the pillow. Angela was beside me, sleeping, her back to me. She was real. A thump at the foot of the bed. Jackie Angel. She bounced on the mattress, a tangle of hair and pajamas. "Come on, Daddy. Wake up. It's Saturday. Let's go outside." She was here. They were both here. I looked at my daughter, a ball of impossible energy, and then at my wife, stirring beside me. I smiled. The script was mine. A jet black raven landed on the windowsill. An iridescent flash of wings seared my retina. A stray cloud dimmed the clear sunny sky. I let out a slow sigh of despair.